There is a point hidden somewhere beyond the limits of human understanding, where reality itself may stop making sense completely, not because people failed to understand it, but because the universe reaches conditions where the rules that define existence no longer behave in logical or predictable ways. This is not simply the edge of space or the end of time. It is a boundary where structure, causality, and meaning begin to collapse together into something impossible to describe with normal physics. Everything we know depends on order. Gravity shapes galaxies and stars. Electromagnetism binds atoms together. Quantum mechanics controls particles at the smallest scales. These systems allow reality to behave consistently. Without them, existence would not be stable enough for matter, light, or even time itself to continue in a recognizable form. But physics already hints that these laws may not remain reliable forever. Black holes provide one of the clearest examples. At the center of a black hole lies a singularity, a region where space-time curvature becomes effectively infinite. In this place, the equations of general relativity break apart. Distances lose meaning. Density rises beyond comprehension. Time and space stop behaving like separate dimensions. The universe reaches conditions where our models no longer produce sensible answers. This is where reality begins to stop making sense. Not because the mathematics disappears, but because the concepts we rely on become meaningless. Cause and effect may fail. Time may not flow in one direction. Space may no longer contain measurable distance. Inside such extreme conditions, reality behaves in ways that cannot be visualized or fully understood by the human mind. Some theories suggest these singularities are not isolated events. They may reveal something deeper about the universe itself. If reality can break down inside a black hole, perhaps the entire universe contains limits where all structure eventually fails. The laws of physics might only function within certain boundaries. Beyond them lies something fundamentally unstable. One possibility is vacuum instability. According to quantum field theory, the universe may exist in a metastable vacuum state, balanced temporarily above a lower energy condition. If that balance breaks, reality itself could suddenly transition into a completely different state. This would not be a local explosion. It would spread outward at the speed of light, rewriting the laws of physics everywhere it reaches. Inside this expanding region, matter may no longer exist in stable forms. Atoms could fail instantly because the forces binding electrons to nuclei would change. Chemistry would disappear. Stars would collapse into meaningless energy distributions. Nothing familiar would survive. The terrifying part is that this transition would happen without warning. No signal travels faster than light, meaning no observer could ever detect it before it arrives. Another possibility involves the breakdown of spacetime itself. Space is not empty distance, and time is not simply motion. Together they form a structure that allows events to occur. If this framework becomes unstable, the concepts of location and sequence disappear completely. Objects would no longer exist somewhere, and events would no longer happen before or after one another. Without space, separation becomes meaningless. Matter could no longer organize into structures because structure requires distance and position. Galaxies, planets, and particles would lose the geometry that defines them. Without time, events cannot progress. Cause and effect vanish together. The universe would no longer evolve because evolution depends on temporal order. At quantum scales, reality already behaves strangely. Particles appear probabilistic rather than fixed. Virtual particles emerge briefly from empty space before disappearing again. Quantum entanglement allows particles separated by enormous distances to behave as if connected instantly. These effects challenge human intuition, but they still follow mathematical rules. The deeper fear is that beyond certain limits, even those rules may collapse. Physicists search for a unified theory because current models fail under extreme conditions. General relativity explains gravity at large scales, while quantum mechanics explains the microscopic universe. But inside singularities, the two become incompatible. Reality itself becomes mathematically inconsistent. This suggests the universe contains regions where our understanding fundamentally breaks apart. Some theories attempt to solve this with quantum gravity, string theory, or loop quantum gravity. These ideas propose that spacetime itself may have a deeper structure, hidden beneath observable reality. Perhaps space is quantized. Perhaps dimensions exist beyond the four we experience. Perhaps the universe is only one layer of a far more complex system, but no theory has fully resolved the contradictions. The point where reality stops making sense may not be a single location or event. It could be a universal limit woven into existence itself, a threshold where all systems fail together, a condition where the universe can no longer support stable laws, predictable interactions, or coherent structure. Human consciousness depends entirely on stability. Thoughts require functioning matter, flowing time, and organized energy. If reality loses coherence, consciousness disappears with it. There would be no observer left to understand what happened. The collapse would erase not only structure, but the possibility of comprehension itself. Some cosmological models suggest this limit may arrive in the far future. As entropy increases, the universe moves toward disorder and thermal equilibrium. Stars burn out. Black holes evaporate. Energy spreads thinly across expanding space. Eventually, the cosmos may reach a state where interactions become impossible. Reality still exists, but nothing meaningful can occur within it. Other theories suggest a far more violent ending. The Big Rip proposes that dark energy could grow stronger over time until galaxies, stars, planets, atoms, and even space-time itself are torn apart. In this scenario, reality literally loses the ability to hold together. Structure fails at every scale until nothing remains connected. The exact point where reality stops making sense may therefore represent the ultimate limit of existence, a boundary where physics fails, space-time collapses, and meaning itself disappears. Beyond that point, there may be no structure, no time, no matter, and no laws capable of describing what remains. Perhaps the universe has always been moving toward this final boundary. Every star that burns, every galaxy that drifts apart, and every black hole that evaporates may be part of a larger process, leading toward the collapse of coherence itself. Reality appears stable only because we exist far from its ultimate limits. But somewhere beyond human understanding lies a condition where existence can no longer explain itself, and the universe finally crosses into complete incomprehensibility forever.